Hi guys, it's Nancy. This is a viewer request video. This one was from Joyce. This is some Altenew products. I believe this was part of a kit, but I bought them individually. I'll link them down below. I got these from scrapbook.com. This is, I've already opened them. I have them in my glimmer machine warming up. So we have the Foiling Stars hot foil plate, which is already in my glimmer, and it also comes with two sentiments, Dream and Shine. But you have to buy the dies separate. So I have the Falling Stars dies, which also have Dream and Shine dies. I don't know why they don't come together, but they don't. And then I also have the stencils. So I'm going to make one card with those. And then separately, we have the Shining Crystals 3D embossing folder, plus the Shining Crystals layering stencils, and the Sunshine Greeting hot foil plate, which also has a separate coordinating die, which I don't have the die. So that will be a different card, okay? In the glimmer is the background for Falling Stars. So let's get that going. I have that with some Sparkle Aura Glimmer foil. And I'm going to use my Intracut to glimmer that. So on the Intracut, we have that on letterpress 2D emboss and on 0. Okay. And I'm just going to run that through. Same settings if you're using your Better Press. If you wanted to Better Press with this. Okay. Now, I originally tried to do this on black paper. However, the ink for the layering stencil, you need like 9 colors of ink. That's not going to work on black paper, but you can see how beautifully, this is Spellbinder's brushed black cardstock. You can see how beautifully that foiled and 3D embossed. But I didn't have 9 colors of ink to use on black paper. That's why I'm starting over on white paper. But we're going to try this again. All right, here we go. I'm going to take this plate off. And I'm going to add the Shine Bright one. Okay, foiled pretty good. All right, and then let's get the Dream Shine stencil out. See, that lines up. Actually, we're going to foil these and then I'll get into stenciling that. right, now to do the embossing folder, we'll hot foil and do those in a minute. We'll cut those out. The embossing folder, lined up like that. I'm going to change my Intricate to 3D emboss at the top, and then I'm going to move this down to number 3, I think, on this. So this is going to be too tight, and 5 is going to be too loose. Now 5 is normally what I use on Spellbinders, because Spellbinders 3D embossing folders are really thick, but we're going to try on 3. And I want to use the original matte Gina K Intricate platform and cutting mat. Okay. Because these are the Altenew 3D ones are not as thick as the Spellbinders ones. So I think we'll be okay on 3. Look. Yep, that's actually pretty good. Now you could make it a little tighter if you wanted to, but that actually came out pretty good. Okay. All right. All right, now we're going to take the layering stencil. Now the layering stencil has 9 different parts. That's when I said I ran out of ink. So the instructions are actually inside the stencil itself. So on the back side here, it shows you 1, 2, 3 stencils. But when you open this, it shows you each stencil has different layers. Stencil 1 is letter A, 1, 2, 3. Stencil 2 is letter B, 1, 2, 3. And stencil C has C, 1, 2, 3, 4. So up here, it shows you A covers these 4 crystals. You have 3 colors. B has 3 sections, 3 colors. And C has these sections, okay? So you kind of need those instructions to go over this. So we're going to start with section A and use whatever inks you have. I'm going to grab some pixie tape and try to stay in frame here. No, I didn't buy the die for this Shine Bright, which is why I didn't die cut it. But you probably might want to get the die so you can die cut that. But this tells you on the bottom corner here, it says Altenew number 1 right there. Okay. And then it has this sectioned off. See, there's a little line and it sections this off. And it shows you here which section goes with what if you follow the directions. So you can see section 1 and it goes from lightest to darkest colors. No, sorry. Darkest. It goes darkest to lightest colors. So this is going to be the darkest color. And because we already did the embossing folder, it's kind of raised. I'm just trying to line that up. I know it's hard for you guys to see because it's white, but we'll be able to ink this up. And I'm just going to use, I have some Gina K colors already. That are kind of light, medium, and dark already, so we're just going to use these. So you need 10 colors that are light, medium, and dark in 3 of them. So I have light, medium, dark lilac, light, medium, dark spruce, and light, medium, dark orchid. And then I have soft stone, which is gray, which will go on the bottom. So I'm going to start with my darkest colors. I'm going to try to stay in camera here for you guys. Let me adjust that a little bit. And I'm just going to put a little tape off to the side here. This goes from darkest to lightest. So I'm going to start with dark orchid. And again, it's sectioned off. I'm just going to put a little piece of tape to cover that section. So we are only doing this section. By the way, I am using Hamilco paper, which is a really good paper for foiling and inking. Alright, so that's that one. That is dark orchid. I'm going to use the same brush. Just find a piece of scratch paper to kind of take off that excess ink. Okay, now I'm going to turn the stencil, and that says section A1. Okay, and we're going to turn the stencil, and it says A2. And we'll line it up to the sides of those crystals. Okay, and then for this, it's going to be the medium orchid. Okay, then we go to A3, which is the top layer of the stencil. Oops, I went outside the lines there. All right, so A3, we tilt this, and that will be the tops of the crystals. And you want to make sure you butt that up right on the tops of the crystals. You don't want to have any white space on your crystals. You want that 3D illusion. So butt that up right up against your crystals there. And that's going to be the lightest pink, which is Light Orchid. And I'm going to use a little blending brush for this one. Okay, so we're going to continue that with stencils 2 and 3 with the other two colors, but it's sections B. Obviously, you would take your time and make sure you don't overlap your stencils, but you can see how that's dark, medium, and light in colors. I like to do light, medium, dark, so you can work your way backwards. So section 2 is going to be B, 1, 2, and 3. You could go B, 3, 2, 1 and go lightest to darkest if you wanted to. So if I go B3, would be the tops. All right, so these guys over here. I see why they make you go it that way, because it's hard to see. So that's why they make you go with the largest part of the crystals first. It's easier to line up. So again, we're going to line everything up. Again, just following the embossing folder. And again, you don't have to buy the embossing folder. This looks pretty on its own just with the stencil or just the embossing folder. Do not feel obligated to buy one with the other. You don't have to. My embossing folder and my stencil are not lining up here. We're going to get as close as we can get here. Here we go. Okay, so for this one, I think I'm going to go in with the greens. So we want to go darkest to lightest. So I'm going with dark spruce. And I'm putting my hand there because that's a different section and I don't want to ink that. Okay, that's B1 using dark spruce. Okay. I'm going to rotate this. That's actually just move it over. I almost wonder if it would be easier to stencil first and then run it through the embossing folder. It probably would have been easier. Okay, then this is B2, which we're going to go with medium spruce. Okay, and then light spruce is, again, just going to be the tops, which you can barely see there. And again, try not to have any white space, butt that up against the very tippy tops there. And get a tiny, tiny brush for that. All right, and we have one more stencil to go. I mean, that's even... All right. And then the last color I have are the lilacs. And that will be for the last stencil, which is C. And it has a number 3 in the corner. C1 will be these tiny little guys at the bottom. And we're going to start with the darkest, which is dark lilac. Okay, then shift it to C2, which does the sides. And we're going to go to medium lilac for that. Okay. Oops, should have stuck that on top of my foil. Oh, it's over. And then just the teeny tiny tops. These two. Light lilac for that. For that. Alright, that's done. And then the very bottom, right here, that's done in, I'm going to do that one in gray. Which I'm going to use soft stone. Or not, because I don't have it opened yet. All right, that is that card. I can cut down that, but that is using the Shining Crystals layering stencils, coordinating 3D embossing folder, and the Sunshine Greeting hot foil plate. All right, so that's that one for you, Joyce. And let's see, how long is this video? All right, that's 30 minutes on that one. I will come back and do the next one in a different video. So there we go. Hopefully that one answers that one for you. I think it came out okay. I know it's hard to see on video, the dimension, but it does stand out. It is 3D. I think it probably would have been better if maybe I had stenciled it first and then came back and did the embossing folder, but it's not bad. So check that one out. And then like I said, I'm gonna do the next one, which I already did hot foil it. I lost it already, but I'm gonna hot foil the sentiments. We'll come back, we'll stencil that one, so keep an eye out. That one's next. All right, catch you on the next video. Bye, guys.